What's going on, Aces? Welcome back to the channel. Happy New Year's Eve to everyone. I hope that wherever you are, you're surrounded by love, somewhere safe, warm, and dry. Let's go ahead and get into this Love and Marriage Huntsville recap. Family, Fidelity, and fish fries. Okay, so it's the season finale. I'm really looking forward to the reunion. And the episode opens up with Courtney and Stormi talking about her going to go visit her family. Now, if you guys remember way back before their season break, Stormi's mom, Betty, and her Aunt Lisa pretty much got into it, right? There's a whole lot of bad blood. And so, Stormi is taking her cousin, Butter. Oh my goodness, I love us so much. We can definitely give our family some nicknames, can we? Because I'm sure Butters probably had that nickname his whole life. But Courtney doesn't want to go. He said he's tired of the drama and the foolishness, and I really don't blame him. So she's taking her cousin Butter down to go visit her family in Mississippi. And then we go see Melody, who is visiting the Fletchers, and they are doing a book back drive for the upcoming school year for the kids in the neighborhood, which is really sweet, right? They all have on their matching t-shirts and everything like that. And so, Melody says it's a cause that's close to her own heart because she was an educator. So she gets in there and she starts passing out the book bags, with the Fletchers. She said that she really enjoyed the Houston trip to pretty much everyone's surprise, but production rolled back the footage of the previous trip. I mean, even Nell and Chris was surprised, right? Because all the yelling and screaming between Nell and Martell, the whole, drama with Kiki, I would be surprised too. Okay. Mel bringing, a sneaky link up in the house while everybody's sleeping. Like, he stays doing the most and is just so oblivious to how his actions have direct consequences. But we'll touch on him in a little bit because he's been trending all day and night on Twitter and social media. But yeah, Mel and Nell Fletcher and Chris said that they were surprised, right, by Melody being happy with the Houston trip. But when production rolled back that footage, baby, of Vegas, when they almost came to blows, Martell is just unstable, right? And Marsau had to physically restrain him. And then, they showed just all the other trips that they've had throughout their marriages, or throughout their previous marriage and divorce. It was just really, volatile. Like, I feel like Martell's always screaming at some woman, whether, it's Melody or Nell Fletcher or, whoever the case may be. He's really unstable. And so a lot of people are calling for Carlos to make some cast changes. And I really hope that he considers it because Martell needs a therapist, like a really good one that specializes in malignant narcissism, not a camera in his face. But moving on, so Stormi, she gets to Mississippi safely with her cousin Butter, and she is, trying to get her family in a better place, right? So her mom and her auntie are talking about how, they have bad blood, but the current issue, while the rest of the family is setting up the fish fry, is that their mother's older, and so they're trying to decide who's splitting time taking care of her, right? Being a caretaker, because both of them are like, well, I want to spend time with my husband. Well, I want to spend time with my husband. And they are just going back and forth, but eventually they come to an agreement where they can share the caretaking responsibilities, which is nice, right? Because caretaking of someone that you love is very taxing. And I can understand how it will not only be a strain on their own marriages and relationships, but the relationships between each other. Now, my question would be, why couldn't they share that responsibility with their other siblings? Because I'm sure it's not just the two of them, but hey, they have each other to, lighten that load. So they come to somewhat of a peaceful resolution. Stormi tries to, get everybody together for a group hug, and it really doesn't it doesn't really go that way. Then it starts raining, and Stormi says she took it from a sign from the Lord. Yeah, the fish fry was, she did what she could. Whew. Speaking of reconciliation, trying to reconcile and get to a good place. So Melody meets Martell for tea, right? So she has her Earl Grey, and they are talking at the cafe, and he shows up with flowers. And, Melody is like, that's inappropriate, Martell. And it is, right? They've been divorced for years. And, them going back and forth, she called him an agent of chaos, which he is, right? She asked him, if he was dating. He said no, although supposedly he was in a relationship with Sheree, and then now currently in one with Ariane Curry, the woman that he stepped out with for years and had a whole baby on Melody. He says he didn't realize that him cheating for years would effectively ruin their family. And Melody's like, well, what did you think was going to happen, Martell? And that's you know what, that question to me is really the pinnacle of just showing and conveying to the audience the levels of his delusion and narcissism, right? So he really thought that he could step out repeatedly. And Melody, did take him back multiple times actually before she just got done right after that baby. But he's really upset that, Melody didn't acquiesce and be like, Nell Fletcher and maybe even, like Tisha, who knew or knows that their husband stepped out, but yet still came back and decided to, stay in a marriage where they're ultimately being disrespected. Melody is, she was like, I'm done. Like, I'm dropping your name, done. I'm having a name changing ceremony, divorce. And the fact that he is so delusional about the things that he's done to her, because he's like, well, I haven't done anything. Threatening to release a revenge P tape, okay? Trying to get full custody and take her children away from her in the courts. Like, this man is really dangerous. He really is. He is abusive. He's narcissistic. He's manipulative. Because why is he sitting there? She's like, why are you wearing a ring that I bought you in 2008? I think that's the year she said. And he's like, well, why are you wearing the one that I bought you in 2010? She's like, I'm not. This not. He's like, yes, it is. Yes, it is. And it's one thing to lie to other people, but it's another thing to lie to yourself and believe your own lies. And that's what Martell does. He is just a straight up liar who I really truly believe that he has a very skewed view of reality and he believes his own lies. But moving on from Mel and Martell, so we have Kimmi and Maurice, and they meet for a little grown up time, a little intimate time together in a hotel. And she has it laid out with, like candles and flower petals, and, it's really beautiful. And so she said that she has a surprise for Maurice. And she has some boudoir photos taken, right? And I feel like out of everything that she says, because she thanks him for, essentially being by her side, because she says, quote unquote, you didn't sign up for this, which yes, he did when he took his marriage vows, right? For sickness and in health, till death do you part. Hopefully, or in their case, who knows? But that's exactly what you sign up for when you get married. But he seemed to only perk up when she showed him that picture. Because again, her libido or lack thereof is still their main storyline. Like, Kimmi is really disappointed a lot of people, I think, myself included. Because that's the one thing that she talks about. It's like nothing else, not about her son, Jalen, not about, Maurice Jr., not about her being a nurse, nothing. It's just this one very small aspect of her life that she keeps harping on. But anyway, and then he draws the like a 6-pack with this like marker, the Sharpie. He actually draws it on his beer belly is what it looks like. So she's like, no, you just continuously go to the gym, because she seemed really turned off by that, which I don't blame her, because I would have been too. And then the episode ends with Marsau and Tisha. Tisha, she's getting frustrated, right? Because she's like, when is this house going to be done? Because he is supposedly remodeling the house, building hospitals, redoing or revamping their cigar lounge. Like, he has a lot of irons in the fire at the same time. And she's like, listen, I need my office back. I need for this house to be finished because our children have to go to school. And he leans in, he's like, that's really turning me on. And she's like, I'm not playing with you, right? Like, she's like, and they bring up, of course, the infidelity issue. And she's like, if we don't have trust, we have nothing. And I'm glad to see Tisha being more assertive and actually having a backbone and standing up for herself. Because while he's talking about, this is turning me on and trying to make a joke about everything, the truth of the matter is Marsau needs to step it up, like, big time. Like, he needs to get those projects done. But he also needs to start respecting his wife a lot more. So I'm glad that she is at least beginning to demand that respect from him. But you guys, let me know your thoughts. I'm looking forward to the reunion. I might make another video about Kimmi. She went on Carlos King's YouTube channel, and she has a response to the fans. So I might make that later on today. But I want to hear from you guys in the comment section. As always, please be sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel if you have not done so already. And I will talk with you later. Enjoy your New Year's Eve, Aces. Be careful out there. Take care. Bye.